There are around 300 plants in Europe for cars, trucks, buses, batteries, and big assemblies like engines. Note this figure. This was in 2022. After the last announcements from Volkswagen and other groups, in 3 years I will come with an update and we'll see what will be the number. But maybe it will be higher, and I will tell you after that why. In Romania, we are around 630 companies that are one and tier 2 suppliers with more than 230,000 employees. The total turnover last year was an increase for around 31 billion euros. That represents 12%, 13% of the total GDP of Romania. So that's the importance of the industry, and 43% of the national export. Last quarter, the export reached around 40% of the national export, the automotive export. So that means that the automotive industry is doing well in Romania. Not everyone, especially the three ones, Dacia, Ford and Daimler, which are the top 3 exporters on every list of the export, not only from the automotive industry, from all the sectors. And why is that? Because they have products which are very well adapted to the market conditions, and the ratio quality price is one of the best. The production reached around 514,000 units, so you see an increase. This was a record all time. Another all-time record. This year we'll have another all-time record because for the first 9 months the production increased with around 8.5%. So there were new products launched in Dacia but also in Craiova, the new Duster, the Bigster, the Ford Puma, the new Ford Puma and the Ford Transit Connect. So the production will reach 521,000 units in my opinion. So you see here the increase, okay? I told you about the importance of automotive industry. First place in the 26 out of 41 countries in Romania. So I drove here from Pitești to Arad, and you can drive at any time from any corner of Romania and you'll see trucks carrying Dacia or Ford vehicles, new vehicles, not used vehicles, for export. So that it means that the automotive industry is very well adapted. Also, I don't know if you know, but around 10% of the total trucks that you see in the roads are connected to automotive industry with merchandises, trucks delivering goods, so are connected to the automotive industry. So when you are blaming someone in the custom, when you are coming from Turkey to Romania, that there are it's a lot of line of 20 kilometers, 10% of that line is the automotive industry. Okay, so it will bring, it's bringing added value in Romania, so that's good. Suppliers all over the country, you already saw that map several times. Challenges, because you are in the most dynamic sector in the European industry, and not only, also global industry. So we'll take it one by one. First, mobility changes. Everyone pushes to change the mobility. Mobility from traditional vehicles to new generation vehicles, to automated, to connected vehicles, to new way of transport. We have now drones, now to the drones in Ukraine, we have the drones that are delivering goods instead of being delivered with small pickups. We have connected buses with no drivers, automated buses sometimes. We already saw in Paris, in the airport, in Charles de Gaulle airport, around 10 years ago, that there was a train connecting the terminals with no conductor. So we saw that transformation. Another one, rising prices for everything. Materials, energy, workforce. In Europe, this was the case. And everything goes up, including the price of the vehicle. The final price of the vehicle for the market goes up. CO2 reduction, 2045. I will come back with this. And as I told you since 2 years ago, China. Competition from other markets. I put here China, but there is also South Korea. There is also Northern Africa. For the automotive industry, this is a big concern. And why China? For 20 years, all the automotive groups in the world went to China to manufacture cars. Why? Because it was cheaper, because we want globalization, because there is a huge market. For example, the total production of vehicles in the world is around 80 million units. Do you know how much China manufactures? Around 24 million units. Do you know how much is the market in China? Around 23 million units. But those 23 million units are not coming only from China. They're coming only from Europe, the United States, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, Philippines, and other countries. So we learned them how to make cars. We gave them access to technology. Now they are building cars at the highest level of quality, 5 stars Euro NCAP safety, and that's a competition. And more, they hired from European automotive groups, top executives that knows how to manage projects, that know how to deal with the market, that know how to deal with the design, and that's the competition. CO2. Coming back a little bit. You know Mario Draghi report, maybe you heard about it in the press. He said something very real. He's now no longer a politician at the highest level now, so he can speak freely. So he made a report and he said Europe needs around 500 billion euros per year investment in the industrial sector in order to reindustrialize Europe. Why? Because we want to have cheaper products made in other areas of the world. So we moved the production from Europe to Eastern Asia, to Africa and to other countries, and now Europe is only a consumer market. And also an industrial sector, but for the highest values, not for the lowest. So there is no EU company with a market capitalization over 100 billion euros that has been set up from the scratch in the last 50 years. So there is no company in Europe with 100 billion market capitalization. So that tells a lot, because all the companies that are in Europe now do not have 100 billion capitalization. There is no one also at this point, not even the biggest one. So with all 6 US companies with a valuation of over 1 trillion euro created in the last 15 years. So that tells a lot. Why? Every top technologies went to US, and also you will see in the future also to China, because the dynamic will be changing. We are talking about CO2. What is the source of European CO2 emissions that we want to get out of the roads, the traditional vehicles, so fast? Households, 22%, manufacturing, 22%, energy production, 41%. Where are the cars? Some are here. Some of this slide. Less than 12% of the CO2 emissions in Europe are generated by the transport and for the passenger cars. Yeah? And we want to get rid of them until 2035. European Green Deal, reaching our 2040 target climate. So you can see here, every actor in Europe must act in order to reduce the CO2 footprint. What happened? We have a package, RED, energy efficiency, energy taxation, refuel aviation. By the way, first sector with largest CO2 emissions level is zootechnical, farming. The second one is naval transport. The third one is plane, airway transport. And the fifth one is the transport on roads for cars and vehicles. So we are still far away. But you see there are programs in order to advance in all the sectors. We'll remove all the emissions from road transport 2045, and you'll see what's happening. Why? Why is that? From where that started? Do you know? Do you remember 2015, the scandal with Volkswagen, with emission hidden from the tests? That was the point to start. Started also in US, but also in Europe. So then, European Commission said, we'll go to zero emissions, but with what cost? With what impact? For the automotive industry, for the people which are hired in this sector, around 12 million people are working in the automotive sector in Europe. And the automotive sector in Europe invests around 75 billion euros per year in R&D, research and development for new vehicles. So it was a Commission proposal, it was a request and needed in reality for charging infrastructure for electric vehicles. Where we are now, we needed a pace of 7 million charging points by 2040. Now we are not at 1 million. We are in 2024 and we do not have 1 million charging points in Europe. So what will be the rhythm in order to faster this implementation? No rhythm. 100 kilometers by 2027, hydrogen station. Did you saw a hydrogen station in Romania, in Hungary, in other countries in Europe? I didn't see not even one, but to see one in 100 kilometers. Let's be serious. So, a lot of programs. You have CBAM, I know now. Maybe you are importing goods from outside Europe. Goods, materials. For every material you have to receive a declaration from the suppliers which states clearly the level of CO2 emissions for every part that you are importing. That's also, a strength, and that will also make your company be less competitive than the other ones in the other parts of the world, because they are manufacturing maybe the same products, but they do not have the requirement to measure the CO2 level for each part that comes in that assembly, and after that the assembly and the product comes to your market with no market conditions different than in that country, and they sell it with the lowest price than yours. So that's also competition. We are talking about electrification. Everyone wanted to go quicker to electric cars and electric vehicles, but everyone, I'm talking about OEMs, but did anyone ask the customer what when he buys a car what he wants? Did the European Commission ask the customers, the European citizens, what they want from a car? No. So they only put the standards. Now there is a concept in Europe of over-regulations. Over-regulations means there are so many regulations for every aspect of the industry that the industry doesn't know how to deal with. Okay, we are understanding pharmaceutical, alimentation, food, okay? We have to have a lot of regulation. But for the industry, which is not a dying factor for the people, why do you need so many regulations? Euro 6, Euro 6D, Euro 6D bis, Euro 6, 7, Euro 7, now RD, real driving emissions, WLTP. I tell you 20 standards, but we don't know what to do with them. How to apply them and how to comply with them in the same time. So the market in 2024, first 9 months, says like this: fully electric vehicles, 17.3%. Everyone said that in 2030 more than 70% of the market will be fully electric. How? Petrol, still 29%. Diesel, still 10%. Plug-in hybrids, 7%. And hybrid vehicles, which is the best way of transition from one traditional vehicles to electric vehicle, 42.8%. So we are seeing that the market is changing slowly, yeah, but in transition, not going from this to this directly. So that will be a problem also for the OEMs who took the decision to go to a fully electrified range directly. Oh, I ended? Yeah, I ended my presentation, so Claudio won't tell me that I had too much time. So the idea is that, keep in mind that European competition, European industry is at a glance now, is at a full transition in the automotive industry, and we'll see what will happen, very interesting in the next years. Chinese competitions, over-regulations, 2045 targets. We'll see that next year it will be a step in the 2045 path, because they are reconsidering, the new European Commission is reconsidering the fines and the taxes for the CO2 emissions for European-made vehicles. So we'll see what will happen, but we are living interesting times. We are seeing a lot of announcements from Western companies that they are intending to close some factories that are manufacturing fully electric vehicles. But the market can develop with the support of European Commission, with the support of national states which are giving incentives to buy this new generation of vehicles, and also with the development of charging infrastructure for vehicles, because we need that. We need that at a good price, and we need to have in this charging station green energy, not gray or brown energy, which is produced in coal plants, because otherwise we are moving the CO2 emissions from roads to manufacturing energy. So we are not doing anything. We are only losing competitiveness. And that's why Mario Draghi said in that report, the European industry has now a lack of competitiveness comparing to other areas of the world. Thank you.
It's good to be back. Good to present again in front of you. I'm sure some of you already are maybe tired of hearing me speak about digitalization, which is a message we've been constantly trying to drive home and explain that it's really necessary, especially in the manufacturing industry. Even more so in a time of unrest, in a time of uncertainty, when the market is fluctuating, orders can decrease, there are many costs rising. We truly believe that one of the best methods, I wouldn't say the best, but one of the best methods to control processes, to optimize costs, and always have data insights regarding what is happening in your plant and how you can make informed decision. One of these methods is digitalization, is the use of technology in order to monitor and understand exactly what is happening in the factory. Today in 2024, almost 2025, everyone has heard about digitalization, Industry 4.0, Industrial IoT, artificial intelligence, big data, machine learning, and all these big words which are flying around, predictive maintenance, not to mention. But again, this is not very adopted by companies. We have a lot of discussions with factories, and again, we see that most of the times the processes are still being handled on paper, in Excel, in IT systems that are being built using old technology, which is not adapted to the current needs. We believe that we have a good system that can provide this by being coming from the IT industry with a lot of experience in the manufacturing industry. We have managed to build a platform which we called KFactory, and which can provide a complete digital transformation roadmap for operational processes in terms of performance management. So the KFactory platform has a few different modules. And after I tell you just a few details, general details about us, I will present another innovative solution which we have implemented in one of the factories in Romania, which is an AI computer vision based system for automating internal supply chain. So I'm sure this will be really interesting for you. But in just a few words to tell you a bit about what the platform does, or how this digital transformation roadmap should look for a manufacturing company. The first and foremost step is, of course, to collect data automatically, to have access to it instantly, and to be sure that all the data that you base your decisions on is correct and accurate 100%. Because if the input is wrong, of course, the output will be also wrong. If the data that you base your decisions on is wrong, then most likely your decisions will not be the most accurate. So this would be the first step, to have a simple method, and we mostly use hardware methods to connect to any type of industrial equipment and start collecting data about performance, productivity, quality, stop reasons, energy consumption. Why not? Because this is also very important, especially with the upcoming increases in the price of electricity once again. So KFactory Core is a module that helps you have data in real time, understand exactly what is happening in the factory, gives you notifications, alerts, you can intervene immediately when you have a problem. The second module is an analytics platform, it's a business intelligence platform, where you have all sorts of operational dashboards and reports, which can help you analyze data and start to make continuous improvement decisions, start to implement some steps, monitor, see what is happening, redo the process. But this is not all the platform does. These types of systems are already not something new anymore. They are everywhere. You can see them in the market. There are many suppliers who offer this type of technology. Sorry. But we did not stop here with the development of the technology. We are integrating and implementing more and more artificial intelligence solutions. And this is not like some clients are saying to steal the jobs from the people, because let's be honest, there isn't a queue of engineers and operators at the factory gates. There is a lack of workforce, unskilled labor as well as skilled labor. So one of the ways to cover this gap in workforce is to use technology in order to automate different types of processes. So we use a lot of machine learning either for predictive activities like predictive maintenance, predictive performance, or we use it in computer vision systems, which can start to automatically monitor and recognize what is happening in the factory, either what is being produced, how long it takes, or different quality aspects, or like you'll see in a few moments, internal supply chain aspects. And the last module in the platform is the virtual engineers team, which I highly recommend to come to our booth and try them out. You can have a natural conversation in real time with such an AI assistant, which can answer to pretty much any question about what is happening in the factory. Productivity, maintenance issues, technicians, operators. It can give you advanced reports. You can make a request like, I want to have an analysis for the last 6 months top 10 maintenance issues on line number 1 and 2. So it's able to give you this report. So instead of calling one of your colleagues and waiting for a few hours or a few days to receive a report in Excel, you can ask it to such a virtual assistant. And of course, this can optimize your activity. So this is what the platform does all in all. And we believe that digital transformation is a process, a continuous process that never ends. Because the more data you collect, the more technology you implement and use, the more advanced your machinery is, the more insights you can gain, the more automation you can do, and the process restarts. In terms of benefits, the most important one would be the increase in OEE, in overall equipment efficiency, which of course at the end of the day translates in money. And in certain cases where companies, where factories are switching from a fully paper-based or Excel-based system to a digital system, results can be impressive. We've had clients who've reported up to 25 or even 30% increase in overall equipment efficiency in the first 3 to 6 months from implementing the system. Of course, these are some extremes, but the average is still somewhere around 10-15%. So digitalization has a clear, concrete benefit, which can also translate in money. So now I'll tell you a bit about the solution that we have implemented for one of our oldest clients, Gîta Sagmetal, part of the DEFTA group. It's a computer vision case study. The solution is the automatic monitoring of loading and unloading carts that are sitting next to the welding robots, which have a continuous flow production, so they are running 24/7. Which means there can't be too many interruptions in the material feed or subcomponents feed to the machines. So what we do, we are using a system of cameras and a set of algorithms which are trained to recognize what is happening in the production area. Do I have the... Yeah, okay. So what you see here is an image from above, with the carts which are sitting next to the robots. There are carts which are being loaded with raw material and carts where the finished products are being unloaded. So we have trained the algorithms to recognize the filling degree of each cart, which means that in any given time, when the cart is approaching its limit or it's approaching the lower limit, it's becoming empty of products, we send a notification to the internal supplier responsible, so they know what products to bring to the robots. So there are cameras which are strategically placed in the loading area and the robot area. So there are two, one for loading, one for unloading, and the system can generate automated notifications. At the same time, it can color code the notifications in terms of urgency. Of course, we will set some rules. It will not tell you right now it's empty. It will tell you there is 1 more hour left or half an hour left until the cart will be empty, until you have to go and replace it or unload it with the product. And of course, this can be color coded: green if it's all good, yellow and red if things have started to deviate. There is a mobile integration. The operators, as well as the internal supply people who run the forklifts, have tablets, so they know in each time where they have to go. And at the same time, all the carts have been coded in such a way so that the system recognizes what type of product they need. So we can also say what type of product has to be delivered to each type of cart. So this has allowed the client to, first of all, reduce downtime because the continuous flow is ensured at the same time. Reducing the errors, because sometimes you can take the wrong product to the cart and this can cause problems because the robot will stop, or it can actually cause quality issues because it will do the welding in the wrong way. It's scalable, not only inside the same company on different processes, but also in different industries. Such a system can be also applied in an automotive assembly line, for example. It can be implemented in a bottling production line on the air conveyor system where the bottles are running, right? So you can monitor exactly how many slots are full and how many slots are empty. Or even in the warehouse, because also such a system can automatically read barcodes. So as products are being introduced in the warehouse or are exiting the warehouse, we can know exactly what type of products without someone having to manually scan the barcode. So in a few words, this is the type of solution which we have implemented to Gîta Metal. It's new, but it's already working, it's running, and they are very happy with the solution. Now, on top of this, we also use computer vision in order to monitor performance on the production line. One of our clients is Bachmann. Perhaps you have heard of them. They produce plugs and outlets, PDUs, and very high-end products. We are monitoring their manual assembly lines, and they have reported that in the last 2 years, they had a 30% increase in efficiency. So if the average production time for any given type of product was 10 minutes, now it dropped to 7. And of course, this had many benefits to them. Another aspect which I would like to mention, and in line with what Adrian said earlier regarding electrification, CO2, another aspect which we can cover and we do for our clients is energy consumption monitoring. And starting from the energy consumption monitoring correlated with the production data, we can calculate CO2 emissions, which of course can help you comply with regulatory standards, reporting to the state if you have this obligation. But even if you don't have this obligation, you might still have to report to the group, to a final client, or perhaps to the bank if you want to apply for a credit, because now financiers and investors will be looking at the green scoring of a potential investment. So this calculation of CO2 emissions and knowing in each moment for each type of article or part that you're producing, and also understanding how your emissions are varying, where they are coming from, and what you can do to reduce them can be very helpful. And the reduction of CO2 emissions can be done directly or indirectly. Directly by optimizing and reducing the electricity consumption. Indirectly, for example, by reducing the scrap rate. Because of course, if you scrap less products, you become more productive, your emissions will also decrease. So this is in a nutshell what we do. We are specialized in optimizing different types of operational processes, from production, quality maintenance, all the way to internal supply chain, and sometimes whatnot, administrative, commercial. There are many use cases of technology. You can find us at booth number 36. We can show you a demo of pretty much every type of solution that we showed you. And if you want to interact with the virtual engineer and talk to an AI, which can answer to any type of question regarding your manufacturing activities, please come find us and I'll be happy to give you the demo. Thanks for your attention and have a good day.
I'm Roxana Gîta. I'm a cluster sales manager at DS Meet. You probably already seen me in the different presentation that I had previously. And today I will walk you through the unveiling of marketing, commercial, and of course cost reduction, but also environmental superpowers of our packaging. But first, I will let you know some details of our company. So, DS Meet was founded in 40s in London. We are having 3 divisions: paper, packaging, and recycling. We have more than 400 plants, box plants, and of course we are present in more than 30 countries. But I will let you know more about our company on the next video.
How we consume has been shaped in a linear way. We take, make, and throw away. We don't use resources, we use them up. But where others see linear problems, we see circular solutions. We have over 700 designers and innovators who think and create with circular design principles. Principles we have developed in collaboration with the Ellen MacArthur Foundation. A partnership we are proud of as they challenge us to be and do our best. We think in cycles to design out waste, we value our natural resources, and we will revive natural systems. Every cycle has to start somewhere. Let us be your gateway to the circular economy. Together, we can start the cycle.
So I hope this will bring more clarity about our company. We are present, of course, in Romania, and we are lucky to have all 3 divisions: paper, packaging, and recycling. Today I am representing the packaging division. We have in Romania 2 box plants, one located in Timișoara and one in Gîta, close to Brașov. And of course, besides this, we have 3 service centers in which we provide different kind of value services for our customers. And they are located in Timișoara, Pitești, and Bucharest. Since our sustainability strategy was launched in 2020, we already replaced in Romania 19 million of problematic plastics. And of course, we serve more than 700 customers locally in Romania, and we won in the last year 3 awards for innovation and sustainability. Probably you're wondering how we are doing this. We are proposing to our customer different solutions, different packaging solutions that will help them have more sales, lower the cost, manage the risk, and of course to contribute to circular economy. We are doing this in our Factory Center through our innovation process, which is a hub of creativity where we gather together with our customer to have a collaborative workshop in order to develop packaging solutions that are right for their supply chain and will contribute to a greener future. We are specialized also in industrial packaging, so our extensive design team has knowledge about heavy-duty packaging, about protective packaging, but of course they are meant to go through every stage of the supply cycle. We also have the innovation hub in which we are looking to different fluids and different type of material to help our customer have the perfect solution for their need. We know that the key driver in packaging in automotive are also product protection, which is most important through the supply chain. They are also looking to develop the solution which is fit for the supply chain optimization and efficiency, for the pack line efficiency, and of course to decrease as much as we can the times on the line of packaging. And of course we are looking close to the sustainability. In the next video, I will show you briefly our innovation process.
I need a strong pallet box. A really strong pallet box. But won't those top flaps make loading tricky? Great. But would my customer be able to reach the products on the bottom layer? I like it, but I prefer the simplicity of the one-piece solution. Clever. But what if I needed a self-contained system with a pallet built in? A recyclable pallet? Excellent. Although some of our products are too heavy to load from the top. It looks like you can design a solution for all my needs.
So yeah, this is briefly the process because sometimes it takes 2 years to go to the final packaging, but we are working on it together with our customers. So probably you're wondering how we measure the sustainability of the packaging performance. So we were the first in the industry to launch the circular design metrics. As I was saying earlier, they will help us measure the sustainability performance of your packaging. And of course, we can compare two solutions, the existing one and the one proposed by the SMIT. And in the picture, you can see an example of a fiber-based solution that it's replacing plastic solution. And you can see in the images that the carbon footprint is 3 times less with the fiber-based solution. And these circular design metrics, we provide them to all our customers, and you can see also a label on the prototypes that we are bringing to you. We also bring to our customer value by the services that we provide on service center, and we are looking also into reducing your pack line complexity, but of course we look to the all point of contacts from the packaging supply cycle. And now I will have some beautiful examples about the packaging with superpower that we provided for our customers. This one, it's let's say the simplest one, in which we decrease the thickness of the board grade of the packaging. So in here you will see the difference, it's just 1 millimeter in thickness. but in reality, we managed to reduce the number of trucks with 17%. And of course, we gained some efficiency at pallet level with more than 20%. And we measure it in carbon emission, of course, also, which was less with 16%. So it's just a small example with a small touch detail that could help you improve and lower your costs. So on the next slides and examples, I will share with you our superpowers in plastic replacement, on cost reduction and product protection. So the first one, we have the plastic replacement, in which our customer had a metal container and a plastic tray, and they wanted to at least to replace the plastic tray in order for the container to be folded on the transportation on return side. And we managed successfully replacing the plastic tray with a fiber-based one, as you can see in the image. And the result, you can see also that the customer gained approximately 130k euros, even though the packaging was more expensive in this case. So we brought the value to the customer by decreasing the number of pallets, the number of trucks, and of course the storage in the warehouse and also the CO2 emissions. On the next example, it's an example of cost reduction that we provided our customer. They wanted to replace the metal container and the plastic trays at all because they were delivering them to 7,000 kilometers away and returning them back. So in this case, we proposed 100% fiber-based solution that has no need to return and also will bring less truck on the road. In regards of results, the overall saving for the customer was more than 200k euros. But what is very important is the result of added value that we brought, less than 5,000 pallets for the customer, less space in the warehouse, and of course a huge impact on CO2 emissions. And the last example, it's about plastic protection with plastic solution combined with fiber-based. And the customer wanted to be 100% paper-based solution. So in this case, we needed to replace the styrofoam solution with a paper-based one. And we managed to help the customer with this. Of course, this solution that we provided was easy to fold, easy to pack, and easy to ship, and also easy to be disassembled and recycled. In regards of results, you can also see here the circular design metrics and how we managed to reach a green circular design. And the benefit in money weren't that much like in the previous example, but still it's a significant saving per year. And of course, in here also we decreased the number of pallets, of trucks, and CO2 emissions. So that was all from my side. If you need further information or are you ready to redefine your packaging strategy, we are at booth 54, and together with my team, we are there to provide you with all the information that you need. Thank you so much.